No doubt. Weekdays on the legendary Mix 1080 AM WUFO and Power 96.5 FM.
Yo. Buffalo. You know who it is. You know what it is. It's your boy, 27, Trey White from the Buffalo Bills. I'm always locked in with my guy, Muki. So whenever you're in Buffalo, you tune in at 96.5 with my boy, Muki. We always live.
What's good, sports world? Welcome to Late Night Sports. I'm your host, Muki Hawkins. On the ones and twos, your favorite nephew, DJ Ready Robb, is in the building somewhere. He's around here somewhere. I hear him, but I don't see him. But, nevertheless, we got my guy, super producer, fan base extraordinaire, my guy, Justus General is in, the group with me today, as usual. Shout out to my guy, The Torch. We hope The Torch will get back as soon as he can. But let free agency begin. There have been several rumors and reports that the Bills and DeAndre Hopkins has been, dating. They were, probably out at the bistro, just talking about things, I guess. I don't know how true it is, but, it's just hovering. Talks have been, I guess, spotted or noticed or, put out there that the Bills are, basically in cahoots right now with the DeAndre Hopkins situation. Now that I guess some money has been moved around. A little bit. So before we even dive into that, Justus, what is your take on all of this?
I mean, come on now, it's a no-brainer. You put DeAndre Hopkins with Josh Allen and it's crazy. You put DeAndre Hopkins with Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs, and it's nutty. That's a different type of game. You literally working with a Pro Bowl roster. As far as the skill position is concerned, you got speed all around those two, and then you got an up and coming guy with a lot of the tools to be a good wide receiver in Gabriel Davis. Like I said, Sherfield and Hardy coming up on the back end with the speed to move the ball, get us some rack out there. This is, again, if you can make it happen, it's a no-brainer. You got to make that happen because Brandon Beane has kind of been doing the smart thing, for my opinion, right? He's been making it so that we're competitive every year, not just going for 1 year and then we, SOL like the Rams, right? Trying to be competitive every year. Well, clearly that hasn't been working. So you got to push the envelope to some degree. He tried that last year. Von Miller, unfortunately, ended up getting injured. I think Von Miller is a difference maker, on this roster if he's healthy the entire season. DeAndre Hopkins comes in, and he's another one of those. And then, there's a certain guy out there with 3 initials who's also still available. And,
right.
If you get both of them.
Right. Those things can possibly still be on the table. That'll be too good to be true, though. Like if we really thinking like how they thinking, like, man, we gonna make this move, go get Hopkins, and say OBJ, like, what's up, bro? You want to be a part of this?
Yeah.
I know you would want to be a part of this. And now Stephon Diggs, DeAndre Hopkins, OBJ, Gabe Davis, if you don't package him up, and, to go along with the rest of that receiver room, I think now you have the pieces to be a true offensive threat to any team in the NFL, regardless of the circumstances.
Right.
If the defense wants to give up touchdowns, guess what? It'll be just like how it once was when we was going toe-to-toe with the Kansas City Chiefs and we lost in 13 seconds. Didn't have anything to do with the offense. But at least to know I will have enough and more firepower than you to score more points. So, hey.
And despite having a good team, over the last half decade, we never really had, outside of Diggs and Josh, we never really had any like blue chip players. No superstar, talent, no superstar attitude in the locker room. You bring in either DeAndre Hopkins or Odell, and that changes immediately.
True, but I mean, whew. I mean, even a thought to either get either one of those guys, let alone have to get both of them, it's just crazy. But again, it just boils back to what I was saying in reference to how do Bean basically learn from losing Tremaine Edmonds, who was your 16th overall pick. So how do you learn from that with Ed's and Gabe's situation? Are we going to let Ed Oliver walk out the door? I understand the nature of the business and the realistic, the realism of the fact that Ed Oliver, you're not going to be able to pay him next year. Whatever he's requesting, you're not going to be able to fork over $12 to $15 million a year for him. He's going to walk.
Nor should you want to, honestly. But
I mean, hey, each his own. But if you know this already, because you're going to be, again, probably over the cap, why play around with it? Why, Like, why try to
touch fate?
Yeah, like he's going to finally do it this year, and we're going to win the Super Bowl. Then it's a win-win for everybody. No,
a bird in the hand is better than two in the bush.
Right.
And just get the value that you can while you can, especially right now while it's pretty high. You know what I'm saying? Ed Oliver is a good player. Don't, God forbid, him have a terrible season. And now we gotta sign him to more money anyway. And meanwhile he don't have a good season. I don't think that would necessarily happen, but if it did, it would really, really suck. So I mean, at this point, he clearly wants money. That's what he's talking about, which is fair. Go get your bag, brother. I'm not. You know what I mean, but again, here in Buffalo, like we got a bigger picture. We got a bigger plan instead of just paying everybody all the money in the world. Like we trying to build something. But we already built something. We're trying to grow on that.
Yeah, but when you draft first round picks and don't re-sign them, that's a problem too. Within like, how we drafting this guy with the intention not to re-sign this player in particular. So we're gonna let this happen again. We're gonna let another top 10 pick we draft in the 9th overall just walk out.
I don't want him to walk out. That's why I want to trade.
So you got to make a decision. It's time to move him now. While his stock still has some sort of value, and the money makes sense. Now the money do make sense because that Oliver is set to make $10.7 million this year. That's a lot of cheese for a player that we know 90% has a chance on walking out the.
I don't want to make it seem like I'm hating on Ed.
It's not hating, no. It's just a realistic of the business. Now let's talk business. Like I want to make sure Ed's in the right spot too, where he can go to a team and flourish in his bag.
He won't flourish here.
He's not going to flourish here. You said it. He's not going to flourish here. The scheme does not allow Ed Oliver to, and unless you got a guy that's 6'5", 330 pounds with a motor that can be there available every week. Yeah. But other than that, Ed Oliver is a 3-4 defensive end all day, every day. He's a superstar 3-4 defensive end. It's just time to say what it is. But again, when you're in those situations, as far as management, it kind of makes it puts a knock on you as well, because here it is, you drafted a guy and obviously he ain't reached his full potential with you, for him to get it back. And I'm telling you this, watch Tremaine Edmonds this year. Everybody, everybody, or if anybody that was complaining about Tremaine Edmonds at all during his time as a Buffalo Bill, just watch him in Chicago. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm very excited to see how Chicago is really going to use him. And I'm quite sure they're not going to use him as just a one-dimensional style that he was here. I mean,
I may get in trouble for saying this, but when I see Tremaine Edmonds and I see Chicago, First of all, Chicago make a lot of moves, so clearly they got something in the works. They believe in themselves. They believe in Justin Fields for good reason.
They got the money,
right? Exactly.
They got the money, and they got the draft capital, so they build it around
franchise
quarterback.
When I look at Tremaine Edmonds and I look at that, and I say, all right, well, theoretically, from an offseason standpoint, it looks like they're making some pretty good moves. I genuinely believe, I don't know if he'll necessarily be as good as them, right, relative to their actual talent, but for this specific generation, I think Brian Urlacher, I think Lance Briggs bringing in the Tremaine Edmonds, you go out there, you have that dominant linebacker, you put him in the right positions to succeed and get him flying all over the football field. He's going to be a dog. He's going to be a dog.
Just watch Tremaine Edmonds this year, so that's where, we are, but it's been all types of scenarios, involving this DeAndre Hopkins thing, you know what I mean? And, we're going to pick things up in just a second. But listen, if y'all want to talk about it, phone lines are open. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. The phone lines are open, 716-837-1112. You know what to do. Holler at your boy. We are here till 11 p.m. And speak now or forever hold your peace, all right? We're going to dive back into DeAndre Hopkins in just a second, but let's talk about what actually did happen. Damian Harris, a Buffalo Bill, and what do you think about that? How does that shape the running back room now?
Well, I do like the move. I get a little defensive when I hear people say that, he can do this and that Devin Singletary can do. I don't necessarily believe that, but from what he brings to the table, I do like the move for the Buffalo Bills. I don't think it was necessarily a problem with the way our running back room was formed. I don't think it was a problem with the skill set that was in the running back room. It was just the fact that they didn't run. So when I see Damian Harris comes in and I see people saying, this is what the Bills backfield needed. I don't know if they needed anything. They needed more carries. You know what I mean? So hopefully for his sake, for our sake, they actually utilize him the correct way, which they never did with Devin Singletary, and get him some touches, get James Cook some more touches. And, you put the ball in their hands, let them make plays and let the offensive line go out and fire out on people, make them more aggressive. And I feel like you got a completely different story. So I'm excited for it from that standpoint. I want to see Dorsey with more of a cohesive game plan.
Right. And I didn't want to really put them on the spot. I figured out, it may be a question for Dorsey or it may be a question for Bean or even Coach McDermott. But I was going to say, hey, how do you feel about Cook averaging 5 carries a game and Singletary 10 on his best day? He got 10 touches. That's why I say, what? Nope, that's not a question for him. But, I did ask him about, his suggestions, or did he have any questions to the Bills brass about how the run game is going to be this year due to those facts? I'm quite sure he looked at the stats too of the previous backs before making a decision, I guess. And, it's always questions to be had, right? So it's just like we always sitting in a meeting and you bringing me in to talk to you. They always say, well, hey, is there any questions that you have for me? I'm quite sure that took place. That's why I asked, well, did you ask me any questions of what you think of them or how the run game should be? Any suggestions? And, he gracefully bowed out. He, a team player, whatever they need him to do. You know what I mean? So, again, good pieces by Ken Dorsey and Brandon Beane and Coach McDermott. So far so good on upgrading this roster. Slowly but surely, they've upgraded the roster. You can say, this is a off wall for Cole Beasley. This is a off wall to Smoke Brown. This is an off wall to Jake Kumaro. These are some of the things that the Bills have built with, but now just ultimately moving on. This is last year was that try to running back with you guys. So we have to upgrade and get younger at these tough positions, the quality depth, if you will. And I'm going to be probably writing a story about that. The importance of quality depth. You know what I mean? And if you look at what the Bills done in free agency so far, was focused on bringing a quality depth back.
Yeah.
Right. Bringing those guys back, giving them an opportunity, you know, while it's available, you know, before they go out and say, all right, let's plug this hole, let's plug that hole. You know, maybe, you know, Tyrell Dodson is ready to step up in Tremaine Edmonds' absence and be that guy. You know, he's been around for 3 years now at least. So, you know, when you look at that, okay, the Bills may say, let's give this guy a shot. You know, he got to OTAs to really, you know, grasp it, own it, and we'll see. You know, go to the draft, or do we got to go get a seasoned linebacker? So it's really no rush to go out and get guys, but, you know, that list is going to get smaller and smaller as, you know, you wait. So I think that they're going to have to really figure things out to the point of what they want to address right now. And then, you know, what will be potentially out there, you know, when OTA start for the draft and all that type of stuff. So we soon shall see. So, yeah, my thing is the clock is ticking. That's what I'm saying. The clock is ticking. He did play well when he got his chances, Rob. So that's why I'm saying that maybe the Bills are probably getting, you know, their quality depth pieces that's been around for at least 3 years a crack at it too. It's only fair, right? You know, but again, the Bills are getting back to competition, right? So they want to have the most competitive roster, because if you got the most competitive roster, then you feel that you got the most hungriest, biggest, baddest dudes around. You know what I mean? So they doing that a lot in their receiving core, and obviously they're not done. I wouldn't be surprised they go get another running back, or maybe just bring Tywan Jones back, because we know what he does for you in special teams.
Yeah.
So, you know, that still may be on the horizon. But, you know, hey, keep it locked. We'll be right back. All right? You know what I mean? More, you know, late night sports. Phone lines is open. You already know what time it is. We'll be right back.
716-837-1112. Give us a call, y'all.
Have you checked out our virtual power store yet? If not, check us out and grab your power fix. Grab your Power 96.5 gear in time for the spring. We have hats, t-shirts, and bags. You name it, we got it. We also have hot and cold thermal mugs. Grab a mug to sip while listening to your favorite station, Power 96.5 FM. Visit our virtual store today at power965radio.com/store, and you'll find our latest.
I told you that, didn't I?
You said something about it.
I hate the struggle.
Oh, he asked if you want to do it in person or like over the phone.
So I just freaked, wipe, and I'm done.
When I'm frustrated with stubborn bathtub soap scum, I just freak, wipe, and I'm done. Mr. Clean Clean Freak delivers an innovative cleaning experience with a powerful deep cleaning mist that starts working on contact to break down tough messes in seconds.
Just freak,
wipe, done.
Northland Workforce Training Center is enrolling for the fall 2023 semester. There are 3,000 jobs in advanced manufacturing available in Western New York between $30,000 and $50,000 a year. Launch your career by training in the brand new facility located at 683 Northland Avenue. To start, attend a pre-enrollment session held every Tuesday at 6 p.m., Wednesday at 10 a.m., or Thursday at 4 p.m. To learn more, visit northlandwtc.org or call 436-3229. Northland Workforce Training Center has training. All they need is you.
The Buffalo Teachers Federation is proud to celebrate the tireless commitment and dedication of women educators during Women's History Month on the legendary Mix 1080 AM WUFO and Power 96.5 BTF. We touch the future, we teach.
We got that shirt, Phil? We got that? What's good? What's good? What's good, sports world? Welcome to Late Night Sports. I'm your host, Muki Hawkins, on the ones and twos. Your favorite nephew, DJ Ready Robb, is in the building, and we got Justus, the General fan base extraordinaire. All right, now listen. I know everybody was just going nuts, you know, over what's been talked about, you know, with DeAndre Hopkins and, all that good stuff. It's looking good. It's by the looks of things, and we just have to wait and see. Now, one thing I did like that I thought was intriguing in this photo deal was, I saw my guy Chris Trapasso, and he had an interesting package. DeAndre Hopkins, Isaiah Simmons for Ed Oliver, Gabe Davis, and a 5th round pick.
Give it to me. I'll take it.
That wouldn't be a bad trade.
He ended up laughing because he knows it's true. He'll take it too.
He had to put that on.
He'll take it in a heartbeat.
Gabe's my guy, man.
I love Gabe.
Gabe's my guy.
I do. Isaiah Simmons is also really good, though.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. But I'll miss my guy, Gabe. I surely will. But I would want him to get his bag, too. So if that bag isn't in Buffalo, I know he's on the road to getting his bag. You know what I mean? So you got to get it here, or you're gonna get it somewhere else. So that's just the nature of the business. You know what I mean? So, but
it goes back to the same thing we talk about with Ed and Jermaine. Like they're gonna get the bag, no matter what. They're gonna get the bag
regardless, because next year is gonna be the team who has the most money on the salary cap can afford them. That's just how it works sometimes.
They're gonna Christian Kirk them.
It just works like that sometimes. So I like that scenario, but I don't know. I'm just if I'm the Bills and you got this move in place, just load up. Go get OBJ, pair that up with Gabe. If you want to go empty, now you can go empty. Ooh. If you want to go empty, now you got the guys to go empty with. All right, eat your heart out. If that's all y'all want to do in the snow too. Y'all want to go 5 wide in the snow. Make sure you got 5 dogs. All right, you got DeAndre, OBJ, Gabe, Diggs, and whatever receiver in the middle of all of that. Whether it's Dawson, whether it's Hardy, whether it's Sherfield, who else on this?
Shakir.
Yeah, any one of those guys you want to put in there. Possibly Donnell Washington if we draft him too. So hey, now we're saying offensively we got more weapons than anybody. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like we're prepared for a shootout. And hey, Josh, you throw for your 5,000. You'll have 2 100-yard receivers. You have one to have over 50. And it's a win-win for everybody. And this could be something on the horizon of showing that we're all in for a Super Bowl or bust season. We can't nitpick at it any longer. We got to let it be known we're all in for Super Bowl or bust time. We putting all our cards on the table because we win a division again, then we lose in the playoffs.
Oh.
That can't happen. That can't happen next year.
That cannot happen.
That can't happen next year. So we gotta, just put up a shut up time. Just be all in with it. See how it goes. Everybody does it. You know what I mean? Even though I know they don't want to put themselves in them type of situations. At some point you're gonna have to tear this thing up. So you might as well at least go all in one time now before you have to do it. Because right now you got guys walking. It's 1st round picks. So you just letting them walk.
Nuts.
Welcome to my life. Welcome out my life. We can't just let Ed Oliver walk out our lives like that without, getting something. Realistically, business-wise, I'm thinking, hell of a player, but we know we're not going to have the cap space next year to pay him what he wants next year. So realistically, you got to do something with him now. You gotta move him now. Then let him walk out your life, and we just praying that this 3rd round compensatory pick that we're gonna receive the year after is gonna be that guy. That's
no, not in value to their, or not relative to their value. That's not.
I'm just saying. What are we in it for? You know what I mean? So again, Brandon Beane is making the necessary moves, And, he said if there's anything, a situation that they get an opportunity to monitor, they will monitor that. So, Bean is masterful. Bean's doing a lot of things after dark when it comes to this free agency. And, he's making some solid, good moves. And, the thing I like about it is, he's kind of getting younger while doing it. You solid right now out of your three running backs. When if you pair a DeAndre Hopkins or OBJ with what the Bills have as far as receiving core right now, one of the best receiving cores in the NFL. And there's still meat on that bone if they want to go ahead and just load up, Man, let's play Monopoly, gentlemen. Let's go get OBJ, DeAndre Hopkins with Gabe Davis and Steph Diggs. Let's go 4 wide. And let's kill y'all the entire game. There's no way you can double with those 4 out there, on the field. Woody James Cook or Damian Harris or Naeem Hines.
I was going to say Naeem Hines.
With Josh Allen, that's that right there. If you want to just be gun happy, yeah, go get OBJ with DeAndre and Diggs and Gabe. So many things you could do with that. But that's letting you know that we are locked and loaded and we are ready for anything you want to bring to us. Are you prepared? That's the thing. Will you be prepared? So, we'll soon shall see. Hopkins has been, putting it out there on Instagram subliminally. He's not the, Stephon Diggs is not the only cryptologist that, that's in social media.
That was like the most, mind-blowing move in terms of O-line. Was amazing. Now, if you go get McCole Hardman and you can somehow keep Elijah Moore, I like Elijah Moore and McCole Hardman more than I like Lazard. Mm-hmm. So, if I could keep those guys, kind of, it's all intents and purposes, I would be thinking along the same lines of Brandon Beane in terms of let's go out there and get faster. Let's get people in space to make plays because that's what this Bills, offense is set up to do. Like we talked about last year, you got 5 wide. Josh is just dropping back and pass every play. Now we actually have players that can, move the ball and get yards that are not on the arm of Josh Allen. You know what I mean? And that's what I would think that the Jets would want to do, especially with an older guy like Aaron Rodgers, but apparently not. It seems as though they would like a more possession type of route. Cole Hartman is one of them fast boys, though. He is lightning quick. I was actually hoping that the Bills was going to take a look at him and DJ Chark, but DeAndre Hopkins and Odell Beckham Jr. I'll take them too. You know what I mean? Like I ain't mad at that. Because I was on their radar, not even thinking about DeAndre Hopkins and Odell Beckham. So. The Jets, to me, that's kind of like a lateral move, if not a downgrade. I do like McCole Hardman, but Elijah Moore, man, you put him with a good quarterback, oh my God, that boy gonna do some damage. And then to have them out there with Garrett Wilson, I don't know, man. I don't like the move of letting go Elijah Moore, but I really like the move of signing McCole Hardman. Yeah,
because obviously you know what you're getting. Seasoned vet with McCole Hardman. Elijah Moore is no slouch, but again, getting that moving into Cleveland, and it's could be a potential win-win because Elijah Moore is definitely an explosive player. Still under his rookie contract, so he get a chance to develop and potentially get his bag up there in Cleveland. So I mean, once I saw that, I was like, okay, well at least OBJ ain't going there. So that kind of like
right.
The
They're out of
process
the
of eliminations.
Right.
So yeah,
Bills and Chiefs though.
Bills, Chiefs, Ravens on the outside,
Giants.
but I think right now it's just really Bills and Chiefs.
Why would he go to the Ravens? They don't have a quarterback right now.
And I don't know. If I was Bills, I'll load that sucker up, because if the Bills do go out to get DeAndre, then that's going to prompt Kansas City to go snatch OBJ in a heartbeat.
Yeah, that's true.
If you're listening, OBJ, anyway, you want to use that as leverage, but bump that.
Yeah, no. If the Chiefs want you, demand that 20, dog. No, but I want to ask you about the Patriots. They let go of Jacoby Myers to go and get Juju.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think of that?
Well, what have you done for me lately? This is how it goes. I mean, Jacoby couldn't stay healthy. You had that one good year with Cam Newton, but this year with mac and cheese, you know what I mean? You ain't built from scratch. You more like craft.
Oh, I don't need that.
Yeah, you was in the owner of it, but my thing is, it's time to move on. They got to keep up with the Joneses, man. They better go get you some boys. They go get you some weapons. They got Mike Gesicki. They got Juju now. So I mean, they got a few pieces.
Wait, the Patriots got Gesicki?
Yeah. Yeah, so there's some moves being made.
Man, I ain't gonna lie. The AFC, the rosters look good. If any of those teams had a quarterback, I might be a little worried.
Well, Aaron Rodgers will be popping up at some point, in New York. But
thank God they're the worst looking roster.
They're not gonna have enough money to do anything. So that's another reason why I don't rule out OBJ, because you ain't even put Aaron Rodgers dollars on that roster yet. And I don't even know if they got enough for it. Maybe that's probably what's holding everything up. It's crazy contract that this guy has, 50 million clamp.
Yeah.
So who's fitting that bill while you want to go to New York, buddy?
Exactly. And
we ain't going to fit it.
The Packers got to make sure they get appropriate compensation for him. You ain't just going to walk out of here and
walk out my life.
You ain't going to Tremaine Edmonds.
Walk out my life. I mean, Ed is putting up keys. He's being a cryptologist too. Ed Oliver is putting up cryptic tweets. Itself. So, I mean, if it's coming from both parties.
What is it? What do you say?
What do you mean? What do you say?
I didn't see no tweets from Ed.
You got to go on Instagram, man. It's on there. He put up a cryptic one with a song. You know what I mean? It's the beginning of the song said, "You tell me you've fallen out of love with me. Hope you can find someone to love better than you than I did." Could be heard on the post. You know what I mean? So that's what he said. That's my boy.
I get it though. I get it though.
My boy Shiesty Ed. That's Shiesty Ed right there. That's just the nature of the business. And then when the nature of the business like that happens, then dude, you feel like damn.
Yeah.
Like, where this really about to happen? That's how y'all feeling, but y'all shopping me. I mean, that is a tough feeling to deal with. Like when they put their trust in you and then they shopping you. I mean, I would never really understand what that's like because I haven't ever been in that position to that degree, that level. But you can just imagine what that's still like. Even though, I'm going to go off and could be a better situation for me, I'm definitely going to get paid regardless. But,
they sell you on the family during the season. You know what I mean? You a brotherhood, you team, and this and that.
It is,
and then in the off season, when you
got to work with somebody for 4 or 5 years, it's kind of hard. It's like it may seem easy, but when it all really actually happens, it definitely punches you in the gut a little bit.
Right.
So,
but they can't say that. They got it's a business, and you know what I mean. You can't.
Definitely business. Hey, you didn't want to, you come in on the deal that we offered you, so you can't walk out my life. You can't walk out my life. Can't do that. So it's just the nature of the business. And, again, me put my business hat on, I would have to agree. I mean, we already understand what the numbers are today.
Mm-hmm.
Right? March 22nd, 2023. And we understanding these numbers today. We already know the outcome, going into after next season, after this season. We know the outcome. So, I mean, now is the time to move them or, you're going to walk. You're not going to be able to offer him, that amount of money. I mean, you got to look at it too with Gabe. Gabe had 50 catches this year, 50, 60 catches, down near 1,000. You know what I mean? And what he had, 10 touchdowns this year, right?
800 yards. He could have had 13 touchdowns for 1,300.
So what if, I guess he makes up for, his body count last year and have a solid season. You got to pay him $15 million too.
Yeah.
At least.
Yeah. And he got the talent to deserve it.
The talent is definitely there. So you got to look at both of those. What are we going to do? You know what I mean? So, that's just the business portion of it. But, we soon shall see. We will see soon enough how this thing is going to work out. And it's interesting. My thing is what the Bills have really been being quiet on is linebacker.
Yeah.
We hear all this wide receiver talk and, the running back thing kind of got stirred up a little bit. So, the Bills eventually just put it out their guy. So, which I think was a steal. Now I want to figure out, okay, if they grab Damian Harris, I'm quite sure they've spoken with Fournette's camp or Ezekiel, or maybe not. Maybe not. But to get him at what they got him for, I wanted to see if they did. What was those guys asking price?
Typically, Brandon Beane does his due diligence, so I could see him talking to them.
I mean, he had to. Those guys was out before, anything. So, some people probably just wanted their market value. Some, didn't. They just 1 year prove it, go play for a chance with winning a championship. In front of my chances of getting the bag. It didn't happen last year to a bunch of one-and-doners, but maybe this year it may happen. You know what I mean? So, right now, Damian Harris is a 1 year rental.
That's fine. That's all we need him for.
Right. So, we're going to either have to draft next year.
For linebacker or running back?
Running back. We're going to replace him or...
we'll probably draft one this year.
Yeah.
Probably a late rounder.
Tavion Thomas, that's my guy. We ain't drafting, a big power back. Ain't no reason to draft no more scatty addies.
They like to keep boys on the practice squad.
We got Hardy now, so he another jet sweeper type of guy. So we don't need no more. We need a power physical. Get one of those guys that's going to be under contract, rookie deal for 4 years. Extend them in the third. 5th, 6th round pick or something like. But that's yet to be seen. But I'm really want to know now with this linebacker group because they really hasn't addressed that situation at all. You haven't hear talks, about the linebacker spot, right? You haven't hear, you heard a light fizz on Bobby Wagner, but that was it. You ain't hear anything else in the linebacker world.
Denzel Perryman got signed today, so it's over.
Right, and my guy Rashaan Evans is still out there. I don't know what the hell is going on.
Rashaan Evans is still out there.
With Rashaan Evans and why he ain't signed yet.
Yeah.
Bills, can y'all please go sign Rashaan Evans? Tackling machine. All right, we need some goons out there, man. Go get that Alabama goon, man. Go get him, All-American, and all he want to do is win too. So go get him. Seasoned, he know how to shed blocks. He can play in space. He can play some zone coverage for you. Go get that guy. Definitely is a sure tackler, and that's something that Coach McDermott thrives on. Is guys that can tackle in the open field. Happy birthday to Coach McDermott too. By the way, he turned 49 yesterday. You know what I mean, Coach? Happy birthday, my guy. You're getting up there.
Wait a minute. Happy birthday, Ready Robb. Sunday, man, 46.
Okay, player. This Sunday or past Sunday? Okay, all right. Well, you know what's going on, everybody. We all at Rob's. We all at Rob's for the B-Day jump off.
Oh yeah, we in there.
We definitely gonna be up in the play. So again, no linebacker chatter at all. It seems like the receivers has been getting all the attention, and we haven't been really talking about who's going to be the guy really orchestrating this damn defense. Who's going to be that guy? It can't be Milano. It can't be Milano at all. It got who we going to bring in to shoulder the load. With the defense, who's going to be the captain on the defense? So who was his dream potential landing spot? The Bills? I know he ain't. I know Ezekiel Elliott ain't talking about the Bills with my idea. Yeah. Oh, well. Too bad. Yeah, Ezekiel Elliott may go to the Bengals, possibly. I can see him playing in Cincinnati. Right?
I can see him too. He kind of remind me of Joe Mixon a little bit.
Ohio State, just back into his Ohio times. You never know. I mean, they are a contender, so I would see Ezekiel Elliott possibly going that route now that he's no longer on a Bills radar. So yeah, I'm just kind of intrigued because it seems like right now nothing but DeAndre Hopkins chatter is really buzzing. That's all that's buzzing right now. Is DeAndre Hopkins. So we're going to get Nuke up in the building and pair him with Stephon Diggs. And then the possibility of still grabbing OBJ. That's where I'm at with that. That's where I'm at with that. I would still be trying to push the envelope. If we make a trade for, OBJ, to get Hopkins, I still try to go after OBJ. But, one receiver that we didn't get the opportunity to, put out here was Trent Sherfield. The guy we snatched up from Miami and let Tyreek Hill and those boys be a little salty about that. So, here's a Bills wide receiver, Trent Sherfield, on Coming to Buffalo.
Media, we will get started with questions if you're ready.
All right, I'm ready.
Perfect. We'll start with Muki.
Fred, Muki Hawkins, Buffalo Sports 1080. Welcome to Buffalo.
I appreciate it, man. Nice to meet you, man.
No doubt. Hey, man, you're getting closer to playing, to home back in Illinois. So what's your role you plan to play here in Buffalo?
My role, I plan on playing is, being a weapon on offense, being a guy that can be dependent on to make plays and, situations for the offense, and just being able to be readily and accessibly available to be needed, potentially on special teams. But my goal has always been to, prove myself as a receiver in this league. And no job is too small for me. But I think that, being a guy that can make plays, for this offense and kind of, carry over, what I did last year in Miami, kind of take another step forward as far as being a receiver, being a guy who can be used on offense.
Absolutely, man. Last year was kind of like a breakout year for you. You showed a great display of hands and speed. Do you feel that the Dolphins kind of like undervalue that with the work that you put in, and that's why you go with the mantra of betting on yourself?
No, I don't think they devalue me or anything like that. I think it's a business. I can't take it personal. Certain things happen, and there's other guys that they want to step up, and for me, I'm just looking out for my family and the opportunity that I know that I can prove myself to be a receiver in this league that I know I can. And, it was a fun time in Miami. Thanks to Mike for giving me my first real shot. Thanks to the whole organization for giving me my first real shot to play receiver. And, now it's just time to tear it up here with Buffalo.
That's your boy Trent Sherfield. He's tearing it up. I think that's a mantra because I had asked Damian Harris that after I, chopped it up with him. He got fired up at the end, but we do got a caller. Let's bring the caller in. It's Denise. Caller, you are live. State your case.
Talking to me?
Yeah, I'm talking to you.
How you doing, bro? This is
Izzy.
How you doing?
Izzy, what's good?
Not much. Look, there's a delay on the YouTube, and I'm watching that and listening to y'all here. Man, Hawkins way faster on here.
Yeah. You looks like we on real time. You know what I mean? What can I help with you today? What are you hearing out there that you like it and what you're not liking when it comes to all the Bills chatter?
I'm liking the DeAndre Hopkins talk. I like that. You bring him in, you have Diggs, then you have Shakir, who I really think is going to take a step up, and Davis, deep threat. There's a lot going on that I really like. That trade scenario I actually like pretty good too, because then you save that $10 million from Ed. And that's really important, I think, because if you're not going to sign next year, you might as well get some for him and save some money. So that's a big deal.
Yeah, that's definitely a big deal. You got to do something to make the money match. I mean, and I guess that type of trade makes sense.
You got to save the money next year. You save 10.5 this year, and then you can roll some of that over for next year. And then next year, you don't have to worry about trying to pay him all that money. That'd be somebody else's problem.
True, but that money matches up. The money that DeAndre Hopkins contract would be conducive, to what Ed is getting here in Buffalo. So the money has to match.
I think that reworking too, though. I think.
Yeah, eventually, they're restructuring, bringing in a restructuring to free up some cash too. But to make the initial trade take place, then the money has to match too. So that's where you see.
Absolutely.
That's where you see DeAndre Hopkins in the fold rather than you see OBJ at this point, because OBJ is just a free agent. He can, sign wherever he wants, to the point where you have two sellers, right? You got Arizona selling their guy, you got the Bills selling their guy. So how can we make this work, right? My guy under contract, we're paying him $15 million. Your guy, y'all paying almost $11 million. But if we could eat half of that contract for you guys, do we have a deal? Are we, can we make that work? So right now, that's probably where you at. They're tentatively trying to make it work, trying to make sure the money matches up, and then all the trimmings around it to make everything complete. And you may have that happening. Maybe as soon as tomorrow, the way how things have been heated up on social media. So. You may see that. You may see that tomorrow, and I know a lot of Bills fans will be happy, and sad because you don't want to lose players that's been here. But again, the business portion of it is you got to get something for the guy. We know that he's going to walk due to the business, right?
Yeah, there's that. There's also the possibility that if we trade Ed right over there, that he's a former first-round pick, they look to re-sign him to lower his cap hit this year for them. That would eat up the difference in the DeAndre Hopkins trade.
Right.
And then that would also allow us to, deal with DeAndre Hopkins money later on as well. Put on some void years, give him a little extension, let him, be here for a couple of years. I mean, that'd be nice too.
Well, I mean, you figure they got JJ Watt. He retired, so that money can spill over into Ed's purse. Really, and he can be that replacement for JJ Watt. So
yeah, if they're running a 3-4, absolutely. Because he said it before, he probably gets better at the 3-4 end.
Right, it's 3-4 end all day. Like it is what it is with him.
Yeah.
Just wasn't
the powerhouse. That's what he is.
He's a superstar.
He's bull rushing on the side. He might be better off there.
Yeah, he's a superstar, and as a defensive end in the 3-4 scheme, a superstar.
Yeah, I think potentially should be. Yeah.
So I mean, the way that's, like I said, it's been portrayed on social media with DeAndre Hopkins and Ed Oliver, that is some truth to it. No matter how we want to nickname it or talk about it, it is some truth if both parties are putting cryptic messages out there at the same time. You know what I mean? So this is something that's brewing very hot right now, and it may go down, as early as tomorrow. And I tell you this. I still will go after OBJ. If the Bills were to make this trade, I still go after OBJ. I want DeAndre Hopkins and OBJ. So now
it would make me fight that much harder for OBJ.
You know what I mean?
Honestly,
it'd be easy for OBJ. Like, come on, everybody eat, bro. Like, let's get this read.
You ain't got no pressure on you. You just go out there and catch the ball, dog.
Like,
you ain't got double teams.
I'm trying to put the pressure on Dorsey to be like, you got these three dogs right here and these running backs, and we ain't winning Super Bowls. Forget the number 2 scoring offense. Forget, all the accolades. We want to win a Super Bowl.
Never scored 10 points again.
So hey, man, I appreciate you chiming in. you know, and we'll keep you updated, you know, on all types of things that we got going on Fanbase Network, WUFO 1080 on
I got one more thing.
165.
I got one more thing. You guys mentioned earlier that they're quiet on linebacker. I like that.
Yeah, they're quiet. So right now it looks like the draft, but somewhere down the line, I hope they get Rashawn Evans if he's still available. So, you know, again.
I like Rashawn. My dream is Bobby Wagner. That would be a dream.
Yeah, it's a dream. It's too much money. Way too much money for Bobby right now. It was all a dream. Used to read Word Up magazine.
Then what? If he's chasing that ring, he might come, but that's a long shot.
Well, if we do,
linebackers in the draft, I like.
If we do what we do on the offensive side, that may be enticing for a linebacker to come in for the low. So again, I appreciate you coming in. That's all we got for our show. Izzy. On behalf of my guy, Justus General, your favorite nephew, DJ Ready Robb, whose birthday coming up on Sunday. Don't forget to crash his house. He's having a party. I'm Muki Hawkins. Stay safe, true love, not hate, and wash them damn hands, man.
Okay, so how crazy high are these gas prices right now, right? I mean, I filled up my car the other day, and I thought for that price, I could buy a couple pair of Skechers and pretty much.
Yeah, I still go after OBJ. I don't want to be fucking around.
Hell no.
Like, yo, bro, come get this. Come get this $4 million now.
Yes, sir. And you know you can always get more next year. You come back, you dominate. Shoot. Hey, come to Buffalo and win the Super Bowl MVP. I don't give a damn.
Bro, there's no way no team has never been put together like that. Hopkins, OBJ, and Steph Diggs. Like, that's a lot of pressure on you, Dorsey. You got no choice but to win the Super Bowl with them set of receivers.
Yeah, nah, I can't think of one.
Yeah, I won't mind Josh going tomorrow.
60 times again.
Yeah, 60 times.
Hey, I appreciate y'all tuning in. Shout out to Rich, Izzy, Joey, Kent, Coach Boom in the comment section. I appreciate y'all boys. We out. Go Bills.